Fat Boy, thank you for joining us.
You already know. Good looking for having me. You know it. You know the shit.
What's been up with you?
Shit cooling. You know what I mean? Just chilling, working, grinding up.
Right. So let's start from the beginning. Can you talk about like your upbringing in Jersey and what was that like? At the office in New York, we were talking about how we all assumed that you were from New York. So I mean, can you just tell us about like Jersey and how it was growing up there?
I'm saying growing up in New Jersey, it was tight. You know what I mean? Cause where I'm from Irvington, New Jersey and shit. So it ain't too like that's the offspring of Newark. Like you know what I mean? So Newark is the roughest spot in Essex County. That's why I'm from, like Essex County. So everything coming up, it was type of hard, but I got through it and shit. You know what I mean? I was the fat cool nigga selling drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
No, I mean, so you said that so like casually. Oh, I was selling drugs, but at what
Yeah.
age did you start selling drugs? And how'd you get into that?
I'm saying I was what, like 14 when I started selling drugs. I was selling weed at first. I was selling like apes and shit, dime bags and shit, nicks bags and shit, tray bags. That's $3 bags. We was selling all that shit. And then like after that, I done got into like the crack and all that shit, all that goofy shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, how is that transition though from selling weed to crack? Some would assume like there's not that many crackheads nowadays.
Nah,
I mean, is that
it was a lot of junkies around my area. It was a lot of fiends around my area, and then like it slowed down like around this time now. But when I was coming up and shit, it was a lot of fiends around my area. So the crack money was good. The shit was lovely. It was coming quicker than the weed money because people don't really. Weed is like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I want to get high, but crack, you need that shit. So it was just like, yo, I need that. Come on. They get caught one, then come back. Some shit like that, you know what I mean?
right? And were you ever scared about getting caught, or were you
Hell,
ever arrested?
hell yeah, I was scared. But you know what I mean? I was like, fuck it. Fuck the cops. I was just thugging it out. Thugging.
Did you ever have like a normal job besides?
Yeah, I had a normal job. I was working at Chipotle.
So I mean, so you were selling drugs and working at Chipotle at the same time.
Not, yeah, I was, but I stopped selling drugs for a minute because I had got locked up and shit. So I just felt as though like I wanted to get a real job real quick. That was my first job in life, you know what I mean? Because now I'm 23. I had that job when I was like 21. So you know what I mean? I was working at Chipotle. They fired me though
Why did they fire you?
because they man fuck them, yo. Fuck Chipotle, bro. They whack because at the end of the day. It was the serviceman. His name was Dennis. He fired me on some bullshit because I left an apron on like a baby seat. Like he's a fag. Like
Was it something leading up to it? Were you written up a lot?
I'm saying, yeah, I was written up a lot. I was written up a lot. I was
Like
late
for
all the
what?
time. I was late because I wanted to get high.
Oh, you had to get high before going to Chipotle?
Yeah, I was getting high all the time before work. I was getting high. You know what I mean? I was late all the time. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I'm high right now. Word up.
You also said that that was your first job after you got locked up. How long were you locked up for, and what were you locked up for?
Basically, I wasn't locked up for too long. I was locked up for like some days and shit. Some bullshit, but it just woke me up because I've been locked up like 5 times in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Since I was 18 up until like 22. So I just had to be like, yo, it's time to just do something different real quick. Because the whole shit was for the same thing. Like, it was for the same, like, weed. I was going back and forth to court for like one charge and shit. I was getting locked up for one charge. Then I caught a new charge. Like, it was just a whole bunch of bullshit. So I was like, yo, let me test this water real quick with a real positive job. You know what I mean? You feel me? And that's it. Like,
And how long did that last for, though?
I was working from May 25th. February 25th. I got fired May 25th. May 24th.
Oh wow, so that's not even like half a year,
Yeah. They
barely.
didn't fuck with me no more. They said, fuck you, you're done. I'm like, all right, fuck you too then. Fuck Chipotle. I don't eat Chipotle no more. Fuck them.
Because of
I
that
had it
reason?
too much. Every time on break, that's all they give you. So, I'm like, man, fuck Chipotle, man.
So you can go anywhere else during your lunch?
You could, but I want the free shit. I'm black, so, you know what I mean? Free 99 is cool to me. Like, I ain't got to pay for it. I'm lit.
Right.
Fuck that. I'm lit.
So what was the longest time that you spent in jail?
Like 2 months.
How was that experience?
It was like a learning experience to better myself, to do better. Cause nigga, like people where I'm from, like some niggas that I was locked up with, like when not even some. I'm just saying, like when I see niggas locked up, some of them niggas was in there was happy, like you know what I mean. Like I'm not saying like whatever they want to think positive, but them niggas was happy. I was miserable. I'm like, yo, when do I go home? Like I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. Then you got certain niggas like, yo, stop crying, bro. Like I'm like, bro, what you mean, nigga? I don't like this shit. Like, I want to eat some chicken, some food and shit. Nigga, you want to be in here playing and shit, bro. Like,
Right.
I got some women out there. Like, you want to be in here just playing? Don't like. They happy running around.
What was the hardest part while you were in jail? Like, what was the hardest thing to deal with?
The hardest part was like, you know what I mean? My mother would call me and shit. She'd be like, yo, like, you from, because I've been locked up mad times. And so when she called me, she'd be like, yo, you got to stop doing what you're doing and shit. That is like the hardest, like my family and shit, because I got 2 little brothers. So I want to set a good example for them too. And shit, and just show them, like, you don't got to, you feel what I'm saying, do this shit or like do what I do. Even like my shit wasn't too like you know what I mean, I'm a top cold kingpin or something, but you don't want to do that shit to go that route or get locked up. Like that shit whack.
Right. And what was the best thing that you learned from it though?
The best thing I learned from it, not to take my black ass back in there. It's over.
Did you make any friends or enemies? Did you make any
Nah,
friends or
I
enemies?
met some good people, and there's some good dudes in jail that's there because of the circumstances they can't control. But it's like at the end of the day, they gotta, you gotta face reality. You gotta, if you're gonna do the crime, you gotta do the time. Like, and it's some people in there who don't face reality because they did the crime, but I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. That's all you hear. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So why is you locked up if you didn't do it? Let me know. Why is you locked up if you didn't do it? Why? It's something that you got caught with that says you did it. You wouldn't be locked up if you didn't do it. So, you know what I mean? So I learned like just take shit on the chin. You know what I mean? And go hard and come out that situation and do something better.